I would like to start off with the 3 strategies that improve quality in battery manufacturing. I structured this presentation into more or less 5 short chapters. So I would like to give you a short intro into why weighing is essential, especially in these days and in this topic, followed by a really short intro into our company. So just one slide to give you an overview in which industries and which divisions we are splitted, followed by the main chapter, which is the 3 strategies actually that improve the quality. And then the almost last chapter, last but not least, the almost last chapter is the right scale selection, and then followed by one slide takeaways. And as already said, all of the information you can find in the handout with some further readings. So why is weighing essential? I mean, I guess all of you out there, our company, we all sell in the end products or services to customers. And if I would ask my boss or if I would ask my colleagues here in Switzerland, hey, would you like to see your product in the newspaper tomorrow, in the Zurich newspaper, for example? They probably would say, oh yeah, that's cool. That's a free advertisement, free promotion of our products. But if it would look like this, I don't think so. Because if you see those pictures of your product in the newspaper, something really bad happened. Probably people got injured. You need to recall the other products from the same type, which slashes your profits. And in the end, the brand recognition is not so good, especially for this moment when the newspaper is at the booth in the retailers. So to prevent that or to don't let that happen, it is really essential to measure at least some parameters along the way through the battery manufacturing. And I will come back to that when we go to our main chapter, and we'll now jump a little bit into our company. Just one slide, Mettler Toledo at the Clays. Hey, we are a globally active manufacturer of precision instruments and services. And what we did, we aligned our products along the value chain of actually our customers out there. So starting off with really lab solutions to process plants, industrial weighing solutions, some quality check product inspections, especially in the food industry, also logistic solutions. And in the end, if you go home tonight to your grocery, hey, check the scale in the fresh fruit and fresh vegetable section. It may be also a Mettler Toledo weighing solution. So we have a really broad portfolio. Roughly 16,000 employees globally. I think last year we had roughly 3 billion turnover US dollars, and we are organized in a way that no matter where our customers have their products sold. So for instance, in my case, if a machine is exported to a country abroad, it is very likely that we have our own organization there with sales, with service support to support our customers also everywhere in the world. So we have over 40 presences worldwide. So that's being said for Mettler Toledo. Coming back to our actual topic, the 3 strategies that improve quality. We talked about the risks also if you don't manage the quality of your battery cells in this section. And when we entered, or when we took a closer look to this market, we looked at the different production steps and thought, okay, we could weigh everywhere here, and that would be really great because we could sell a lot of scales. but this does not make sense because this is not efficient. It's important to measure in those stages where it is really needed to ensure a repeatable quality, but on the other hand, also to keep a really efficient process in the manufacturing plant. So we said we can add value to this production process in really 3 sections. First, the raw material and the mixing and coating and all of this stuff. And when it comes to the slurry, then in the electrolyte filling, this is really something we are experts in because we have a lot of applications which are very similar to the electrolyte filling in other markets like pharmaceuticals or chemicals. And last but not least, in the module assembly completeness check. And I would like to guide you a little bit through our different applications in those fields. So the first step is the mixing and decoding of the slurry. And here you want to ensure that it doesn't matter on which shift you are working, the slurry is repeatable formulated. So the quality is every time the same. To ensure that, you need high precision weighing, you need precise scales to perform the formulation. So in this case, you have expensive material which goes into a mixer. Everything is controlled by a control system. Let it be Siemens, let it be Rockwell or other partner, and it is automated, transferred to a storage tank. A benefit of having a tank scale or different scales to store the materials on is that you don't have contact with aggressive material on the measurement device, which makes it really robust and long-lasting against any impact of those chemicals. And it is easy accessible, easy to calibrate. So that would be the first step where weighing can add a value to the battery production. The second step is the really small volume filling of the battery cells. And here we see 2 different trends with different benefits also. So the first application kind would be to have a sensor, a scale before the cell goes into the filling machine and afterwards. So with that, you would first, I don't know, scan the cell, which is weighed in this moment. The cell is transferred through the machine, and with a barcode scanner or any other detection method, it is detected again when it goes on the second scale. So you have the tare weight and the so-called cross weight, so the actual filling of the battery cell. With that, you can give the filling device a feedback. So if you see deviations through the production time, your control algorithm could adjust the filling device inside the machine. You're pretty open and flexible here to change also the cell design, because the scale always takes the tare and the cross weight. In the end, it doesn't matter if the cell is big, small, round, pouch, whatever. So we're pretty flexible with this setup. Again, the scale is outside of the area where the electrolyte is injected, is filled. That means there's no contact also to this aggressive material, and you can ensure consistent quality. Here you have 100% quality control. The second application, which is also common, is the weight-based filling. A big benefit of this is that you have the direct feedback. So you can get the live filling weight through the scale to the filling device, which makes it very, very precise. It is also possible to constantly adjust the filling device depending on how much electrolyte is already in the cell. The cell would, in this case, the scale would be inside of the machine, which makes it sometimes cumbersome to calibrate. In this case, this is no problem because these sensors have integrated calibration weights, which makes adjustment very easy. So you can set a adjustment cycle and the scale will calibrate once in a while. And again, you have a 100% control because every cell goes over the scale. So this makes the consistent cell quality also here. Last but not least, our third big application, which is more and more demanded by our customers, especially in Asia, is a completeness check, because by weight, checking a battery module has some benefits when it comes to, for example, hidden parts. So if something would fall into this not closed module, you would detect that when it goes over the cell. You have no issue with shiny surfaces. Again, we are talking about the weight here of the battery module, and you can really verify if all parts are on board of the battery module. So that would be the third application, which is which we believe we can add value by adding weighing to the process step. Now, you might ask yourself, hey, that's nice. I understand that, but there are thousands, 10,000s of different scale types, sensors, weigh modules, load cells out there. What is the right type for my application? And also here, we invented a specific scientific actually approach to guide our customers in the right direction. So we invented GWP, which means good weighing practice. And this scientific approach helps our customers, or helps also us, to consult our customers in the right way, because selecting the right scale can prevent bad quality, product recalls, waste, rework, and yield loss. So if we think about this, all of this risk, what would be the first step? Hey, the first step would be to talk to a Mettler Toledo sales rep to get a first impression on what you want to do. And in this first step, you will get a GWP recommendation. In this recommendation, the whole, let's say, process of selecting the scale is documented. You have the largest and the smallest weight, you have the weighing tolerance, and you have a risk assessment. The risk assessment is very important because depending on different factors, for example, is it detectable if a weighing mistake occurs? And if it's not detectable, what is the impact? So these questions are assessed in the risk factor, in the risk part. The second step then would be to give a guided installation, because our integrated weighing devices, our sensors, they are very precise. So they measure loads of micrograms in an environment where you have vibration, you have different influences. So here you get a really guided approach on how to integrate those weigh modules or weighing sensors with the environmental influences. Then last but not least, we will have to check all of this. So you will get the calibration with the measurement uncertainty documented, with the safe weighing range documented, the safety factor. The safety factor is calculated out of the risk assessment, which I mentioned in the first step, and a routine testing. And then you will get a GWP verification, including the calibration certificate, which is then for your documentation and for the further transfer to the end customer. So we believe with this approach, we can eliminate all of the risk of selecting the wrong scale. So coming back to the takeaways and also to my initial statement of, do you want to see your product in the newspaper? we agreed all, I cannot hear you, but I guess we agreed we don't want to see that, right? We don't want to see that in the newspaper. But I think it is worth to really invest into a good and accurate measurement equipment where it really matters, to see this in the newspaper, to see your products really being recognized as a really as a value for the end customer. That means these end customers are then satisfied with this reliable technology. It's green. With the right scale, with a precise scale, maybe at the moment you're wasting a lot of material. I mean, just think about it. Wasting only grams, but wasting grams every day, 365 days per year, that makes a lot of money. So you will increase your profit margin, and in the end of the day, waste is also not good for the nature, so it's also green. And to conclude that, this will definitely give a positive brand image or positive brand recognition for your company. Hey, thanks a lot for listening.